everyone, Eloise here today for Craftie Cafe, and for today's card I have a birthday card to share with you all using this planner stamp set from Lawn Fawn, which I love that I can use a planner stamp set for a card. And I'm also going to be using these frames from Tailored Expressions. They're super mini, so they're going to work really well with the small images from this planner birthday set. So I've just gone ahead and cut out 3 of each of those frames out of some white cardstock, and I've kept the frame and also the inner piece as well. And now I'm going to start by stamping down my images onto these little white rectangle pieces that come from inside of the frame. So I'm just going to go ahead and use some Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink, and that is a Copic friendly ink, and I'm going to stamp down each of my images onto one of those rectangles and then onto a full sticky post-it note. And that's because I want to mask off these images shortly, so I need to create a mask for that. And I found this was probably the easiest way to do it. You definitely could use a liquid masking product, but I definitely find a post-it note just a little bit easier, since it's you can use it straight away. You don't have to wait for it to dry. So I just went ahead and finished stamping on all of the 6 pieces, and then I also went ahead and stamped out the mask, cut them out using some fine detail cutting scissors, and then placed the mask over my images, so now I can ink blend over these pieces. So I'm first using some peacock feathers to blend on one of the little rectangles. Now I'm using some picked raspberry here to blend on the second piece, and then I'm using some abandoned coral to blend onto the next piece, and I am just using like a little piece of paper or my eraser to sort of help me grab onto that piece a little bit better so I can ink up the top and not get my fingerprints in it. Then I'm using fossilized amber to colour in the next rectangle. Then I'm using Twisted Citron for the 5th one, and then I did use mustard seed on the last one, but I didn't show that on camera since I didn't end up using it in my final card. So now I'm going to go ahead and Copic colour all of these images in. I'm just showing you very quickly how I Copic coloured in the bird. I basically just used 2 or 3 colours like I normally do, and just did a really quick and easy blending job on them. I didn't show the rest of my colouring because it was off camera, since I had zoomed in so much and didn't realise where my camera was filming. But you've seen me do Copic colouring lots before, and this is really basic since the images are so tiny. So once I went ahead and coloured in all of my images, and again I did use colour inspiration from the inks that I used to blend on there, so I sort of have like this colour scheme going on. And now I'm just going to sort of start assembling my card together. So I first cut down a piece of Nina Solo White cardstock, I think just over 3 inches wide by 5.5 inches tall, and I'm going to use this Mr. Huey's gold spray to splatter on some gold. And I just wanted to do this since I wanted to be there a little bit more colour in the background, but I didn't want there to be a full colour of a background full of colour, if that makes sense. So I just thought doing some little splatters would help me out here. Then once I have finished splattering on the gold paint, I just went ahead and used my heat tool to help speed up the process of this drying so I could finish my card straight away. Then I just cut down some thin strips of foam tape or foam squares or whatever you like to use, and I just added that all along all 4 sides of my frames, and then I'm going to adhere them down onto the bottom right hand side of my card, just in sort of like a random way. I really wanted there to be like all these frames at an angle with all of the different like birthday images placed inside. I just thought that looked really cute, and especially since these frames are really small, you can do this quite easily, and you can even use like larger images if you like. I just really using planner stamps for things other than just planners is really great, and it makes them so much more worthwhile in purchasing since you've got so many more uses. So once I went ahead and adhered down all of my frames, I'm just going ahead and using some runner adhesive here, and I'm just going to adhere these down into the middle of my frames. And so you can see there I left the little party hat one over on the side since I didn't really have room for it on my card, and I sort of wanted an odd number. So once I went ahead and adhered all of my pieces into the center of my frames, I'm using the big scripty words set from Lawn Fawn, and I'm using just the birthday part of that set, and I'm just stamping it down in black ink and using the coordinating dies to cut that out. And then to finish off my birthday sentiment, I am going to use a sentiment that comes in the planner set. But I sort of just wanted more of a focal point for the sentiment, so that's why I decided to use the birthday on this one too. So I just adhered that birthday sentiment on with some foam tape. Then I white heat embossed this happy word from the planner set onto a strip of black cardstock with some Lawn Fawn white embossing powder. Then to finish up my card, I just grabbed a piece of green striped pattern paper. This is just from my stash. I'm not sure what pad it's from, but any, green paper or whatever would do here. So I just went ahead and adhered that down, and then I'm going to adhere this panel onto the card base as well. And I really wanted to sort of break up all the white, so that's why I decided to add a strip of pattern paper on the right hand side, and it sort of works well with that overhang of the happy birthday sentiment also. So that finishes up my card for today. I hope you were enjoyed and were inspired to use your planner stamp sets to create an actual card, and I will be back next time. Thanks so much for watching.